Well, as the real estate agent is unlocking the door and putting in the codes and things like that, their clients are checking out your entryway. Hello there, Keela McGraw here with Front Real Estate, and the spring season is upon us, and during the spring people start getting that itch to place their home on the market. Well, I am here today to share some of the things that I go over with sellers, and I've had a couple of seller consultations, and during those, one of the questions that is asked is, what do I need to do to my house? The second thing that comes up is, I don't have a lot of money to spend, so what are some cost-effective things that I can do without breaking the bank? So I want to jump right in and kind of go over these 5 things that I like to tell my sellers to do before placing their home on the market. Number 1, repairs. So we all have lived in our homes for a while, and those repairs that aren't a big deal to us are a big deal to buyers. And when I think of repairs, I think of like running toilets. If your toilets are running, make sure that you get a plumber out that is able to get those repaired. Not saying you have to replace your toilet, but go ahead and make sure it's no longer running and it's functioning as it should. The other thing, holes in doors or in walls. You want to make sure that you get someone out, or you can do this yourself, and patch or repair any holes that are in your halls, on your walls, or on your doors. They have kits at Home Depot or Lowe's where you can kind of get something to repair those, or just get a handyman. I always tell folks, get a handyman, make a list, and get those things knocked out. The other thing that you want to consider is lighting. So there may be some lighting that may not be functioning as it should. You want to get an electrician out there to make sure that all your light switches are functioning, and your outlets. If there are any outlets near water sources, like in the kitchen near the sink, in your utility room, in your bathrooms, make sure that they are grounded, GFCI. Those are things that come up on inspection reports. The second thing that I tell folks to do, and this costs you nothing, is to declutter. You want to declutter, I call it the 3 C's, your closets, your countertops, and your cabinets. You may not know, but buyers, when they walk through homes, they open cabinets, they open closet doors, they even may open your drawers, even though that's not part of the sale of the house. But you want to show that your house has plenty of room to store whatever it is that they have. So you will have to scale down a lot and declutter those closets, especially the master bedroom closet. Buyers will go in there and try to picture how their things will fit. So you want to get all of that seasonal thing, all the seasonal clothes that you aren't wearing for the season, get those out of there. You put them in storage, box them up, get them out of the house, and just have those bare minimum items that you need in your closet. Number 3, refresh your walls and your floors. Now, I know you may have seen Zillow has done a study where they've looked at over 135,000 sold homes and looked at paint colors. Paint colors that are selling, and this is based on a study that they did, are your light grays and your light blues, your cool colors. Not to say that the warm colors aren't still in, but they've done a study, and these homes tend to sell for thousands more than other paint colors. The other thing you may want to consider is if you have marks on your wall, say you don't want to paint, get rid of all of the marks that you have on your walls. And one easy way to do that is to use the magic eraser that you can buy at your local hardware store, where you simply just put a little water on there, wring it out, and just get to scrubbing. You simply just scrub the marks, and they magically, it is like magic, they disappear. And that saves you hundreds of dollars instead of repainting a whole room. I've done this, so trust me, it works. But the other thing is that you want to look at your floors. So the condition of your floors really does impact the sale of your home. Consider the neighborhood where your home is. If your neighborhood consistently has homes that has hardwood floors, you may want to replace or install some hardwood floors. If you're in a neighborhood that does have some carpet, go ahead and reinstall some carpet or get your carpets cleaned. These are some low-cost things that you can do, and you're probably thinking like, well, wait a minute, if I put some new floors in, that's going to cost thousands. There are some companies out there, some flooring companies that will allow you to pay them when you close on the house. So if you plan to seriously put your house on the market, you can hire one of these companies. They'll come in, install the floors, you'll place your home on the market. At the closing table, when you get the proceeds from the sale of your home, that's when you will be able to pay them. So there are options out there. Number 4, let's talk about the exterior. So curb appeal, your yard. You want to make sure that you edged your yard is mowed, fresh mulch is put out in your flower beds. Even if you don't have flower beds, there's studies that show that fresh mulch helps to sell homes. So fresh mulch, little pops of color with some flower and some flower pots, that adds a lot. You want to make sure that your trees are trimmed. You don't want trees to block the view of the home because you don't want the home to be hidden behind trees. And then last but not least, the 5th tip that I have is for your entryway. A lot of folks tend to neglect that entryway because that's the part that they tend to just forget. So when it comes to your entryway, think of this. Real estate agents are bringing their buyers, they're walking up to your door. So you want to make sure that you have a nice, clean, fresh doormat. You want to make sure that you have some greenery. It can either be a fern or a potted plant or just some flowers in a pot, and just something to say, pick me. I want to see what's inside of this house. That goes a long way and it doesn't cost you a lot of money. So those are my tips. If you need some further guidance on how to prepare your home to sell, you can reach me at Keela at KeelaMcGraw.com. Hi, welcome to the Ask Keela show, and today I am going over 5 low-cost tips to get your home sold fast.